All right, folks. So, host, not to be confused with co-host of the Bad Faith podcast, Brie Joy Gray, is doing another solo episode while her co-host, Virgil Texas, is in a bunker somewhere. Everyone, please, I don't know what's going on with Virgil Texas. I don't. A lot of people have sent me, there's apparently these allegations going on. I don't know. Google Virgil Texas allegations. Maybe you can find out something. I just, honestly, I haven't, I don't know. I Google Virgil Texas allegations, see what comes up, report back to me if you find anything. But either way, I don't know where he is. But co-host, or ex-co-host, or was the co-host, Brie Joy Gray, is still on doing shows like nothing happened. And she did this show with someone named Talia Lavin, who apparently had wrote a book on, something about, how fascists participate in culture and try to gain positive, press coverage by just being in culture and not being, shouted out. And so, to my understanding, now again, I haven't read the book. It sounds interesting. Maybe I'll pick it up. But to my understanding, she was brought on to discuss anti-fascism. And Brie Joy Gray is anti-Antifa. This is her whole, this is what she is. She's posturing as anti-Antifa. Don't know, I don't believe in many binaries, but the Antifa and Fa binary is, if you're anti-Antifa, that sounds a little bit interesting to me. That being said, let's watch this clip. This clip started a giant internet meltdown. So I think that if you want to hold hands with Nazis and kiss them on the cheek, that's fine. Talia, do you think that what I'm arguing for is that I, Brie Joy Gray, want to hold hands with Nazis and kiss them in the street? So, and then there's the full interview. Now, this is the promo clip, right? This is the promo clip. So, the promo clip is some really, inflammative, clickbaity garbage. And the clip itself is not that bad, so let's watch.
Listen, I don't think that I'm going to be able to convince you. I think if you want to hold hands with a Nazi and kiss them gently on the cheek, that's fine. I just don't think that's going to work out well for you.
Do you think that what I'm arguing for is that I Brie Joy Gray, who was sitting before you as a black woman, wants to hold hands with Nazis and kiss them in the street? I'm not trying to debate you at all here.
Then there's an interesting cut there. There's an interesting cut. That's weird. That's a weird cut. So, she's clearly saying you as in anyone. If someone, the imaginary person, wants to befriend a Nazi for the point of deradicalizing them, go for it. I just think it's a stupid waste of time. That's what her opinion was. And then, Brie Joy Gray, did the thing where it's oh, you're talking about me? You're talking about me? But I'm black, so therefore, whatever you said doesn't matter to me because I'm black. And then there's a mysterious cut there. That's a 20-second clip, though. But that's what the marketing is about. The whole marketing is about that. So let's watch the rest of it.
I'm trying to explore what I think are some tensions that I, too, am wrestling with. And I would hope that since we're both members of this group, of these groups, that certainly see no benefit in appeasing Nazis, that we can have a conversation that doesn't presume that where we're coming from is because of some natural sympathy with these groups, as opposed to genuinely trying to strategize about how to fix this problem that we very much agree on, which is that America is being increasingly radicalized in these extremist ways.
I feel like I've stated my position repeatedly, and then I don't quite know how to react other than to respond other than no, I really believe what I believe. I really think that stigmatization, that pariah, dumb, that physical confrontation, that I think people think that they're too cool for anti-fascism. People think anti-fascism is lame. People think that it's gauche. It's not enough. Yes, of course I believe that we should have Medicare for all, that we should have social safety net policies, that we shouldn't leave people to be deprived, alone, to feel these senses of loss. The elements of vulnerability to radicalization are very common human emotions.
So basically what she's saying here, for those of you that need me to dumb it down, I understand, is that, we need to have all these social democratic policy reforms ASAP. But guess what? You get those via elections, via electoral processes. Unless you're working on political campaigns 24/7, I got some news for you. There's other things you can be doing, right? And so her point is that, okay, yeah, I'll vote for Bernie Sanders. I'll vote for left-wing politicians. I'll support them, maybe give them a couple bucks when they do campaigns. But really, one of the things we need to focus on, that we can focus on right now, is winning the culture war. De-radicalizing people is an okay project if you, like, let's say your best friend's, a little bit too far gone and you want to bring them back to reality. Go for it. Do it. Right? But what's better is overall cultural de-radicalization. De-radicalizing culture itself. Because again, I was talking about this earlier in the show. If you go to school, any school will teach you that dropping the bombs on Japan, it's bad, but we had to do it to win the war. We had to, right? So, if you read any history book, it's like, oh yeah, the Native Americans, they just went on vacation. We don't really know where they went. They just kind of disappeared, and everything was great. Culture itself in America is pretty fucking far right. And so when you basically go out there and say, we reject fascism, we reject authoritarianism, we reject right-wing ideologies, and we're very prominent about that, we're very active about that, you're going to get people go like, oh shit, that's a good point. Right? And that's the point, is you get those people in the middle, right? You make it very clear that fascism is unacceptable in public life, right? That's what I think. Brie Joy Gray, she doesn't think that. She thinks that arguing for policy is the most important thing in the world, apparently. Right? But again, it gets worse because the exchange here is not that bad. It's not that bad of an exchange. But the marketing is really the problem here. Right? So this is what this whole story is about. So the marketing, okay? So look, like this, the first 20 seconds of the clip, like text here. Right? And then, right, like there was just giant war going on. So she like basically responded to the clip. Talia responds. Right? And then Brie Joy Gray had a multiple meltdowns. So I think what she did was she attached an amendment to the interview where she said some really stupid shit, and then she started tweeting about it. So let's watch.
It is frustrating because I do think that I was holding back, frankly, from saying some things that I do believe, which is that I do think that some of the way that white people approach race, and some black people, frankly, a lot of affluent black people, is performative. I think that
so she talks to a Jewish reporter saying that essentially her activism is performative.
Anger, like there's no reason why someone like Talia should be more angry at a Nazi than me. And so the certain degree of it, to me, and maybe this isn't fair, comes off as self-righteousness. Like, you don't get to be madder at racists than me. Now, if you are more angry than I am, that has to do with your personality, your own cognitive makeup, and you are entitled to that anger, right? But you have to understand that that's an individual. You are an individual operating as an individual, but you can't generalize about what we should do as a community based off of your personal predilections. Do you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Also, who's the hype man in the background? Is that Virgil Texas? Did we find them? Anyway, so she amends that, and that's like at the end of the podcast or whatever. Also, she's talking about affluent black people. Hey, the numbers may be hidden, but look at this. This is where the numbers used to be. So, do y'all remember when I started doing my Patreon drive, right? At the time, if I get more money than the Bad Faith podcast, at the time, their podcast had $28,000 per month. It's now gone. You can no longer see how much money they make per month. And the reason is because Talia went in. I am beyond furious. Also, yes, so this is the thing here. I've got so many tweets here. Is Talia's family escaped the Holocaust, to my understanding, right? And so she has a very good reason to be very against Nazism. A very good reason. I almost was never born because my family was almost exterminated by Nazis. And Brie Joy Gray is basically responding to that with, well, I'm black, and I'm not that mad, so sorry. Huh? So let's read. Brie Joy did not say this would be a convo about deradicalization. I wouldn't have agreed to it. So the other thing is, like, Brie Joy Gray basically brought her on and then just completely shifted what they were going to talk about to try to get, like, epic debate points. That's what she did to Sam Cedar with the force the vote thing, too. It's originally going to be a conversation, an autopsy report, and then next thing you know, the title's been changed to debate. What? I asked to change the subject many times. She actually literally said in the promo clip, like, can we change the subject? So in the promo clip, okay. I also asked her not to publish it. Fuck you for saying my anger at Nazis that have targeted my family is performative. I have had Nazis target my family as well. Target me specifically. It sucks. It's no good. I am beyond furious at this disingenuous presentation, these glib clips, and frankly, a facetious, ill-informed, and damaging Trojan horse of an interview. I deeply regret doing it, not because I'm ashamed of what I said, but because it was premised on false comedy and lies. So apparently, this tweet, it was deleted, but Brie Joy Gray said, a woman who went undercover on a white supremacist dating site is accusing me of wanting to kiss Nazis. Watch the full interview here and just... Like, again, she went out and did this bizarre marketing, this passive-aggressive marketing about someone for no fucking reason. For no fucking reason. Right? It's ridiculous. It's strange. It's bizarre, folks. It's bizarre. And then she like, had, like, a total, like, bizarro moment. She was tweeting some really bizarre shit. So, like, she tweeted this. This is a bizarre one. And she tweets these things and then she deletes them. Right? It's incredible. And then this one. I spoke to a journalist about her undercover work on a white supremacist dating site. Now her followers are saying that I must be a Nazi sympathizer because I'm not Jewish. No one said that. Like, the tweeted tweet didn't say that. How many of your relatives were murdered in the Holocaust, Brie? That's not saying that you're a Nazi sympathizer because you're not Jewish. It's asking you, hey, the person you're disparaging for no reason has had their family, parts of their family exterminated by Adolf Hitler's disgusting ideology. Maybe that's why they're so angry. Her interpretation is like, they must dislike me because I'm black. I'm black. Breaking. I'm black. So whatever you're saying is not, you can't say it now. And then she's deleting the tweets. Right? It's incredible. Right, but then there's also this exchange that I found incredible. Like, again, this is so fun for me. I love this. This is, like, I love the drama angle of this, right? And again, it's awesome for me to, like, not be making fun of both sides for once. Like, Talia seems to have handled herself absolutely brilliantly. So, that's like, I'm surprised the Bad Faith podcast had a guest that's actually intelligent on by sheer accident, according to all accountability here. So, Talia says, good night, y'all. Gonna go manifest some positivity in the private sphere of Snooze Town. So, she's just saying goodbye, Twitter. Like, night-night. Like, you know, sometimes, like, I'll post on Twitter when I'm really high. See ya. Have a good dream. Right? And then Brie Joy Gray jumps in. 3 a.m. Good night, Talia. I hope we can chat at some point and find some resolution. I really am sorry you left the conversation feeling the way you did. That certainly wasn't my intent. I enjoyed your book and found out. Again, I would like to remind you, leaving the conversation in the way that she did is one thing. But then Brie went out there for the next, like, 8 hours, basically lying about what the fucking podcast was. That was the real problem there. Like, she went out there, marketed it incorrectly, made fun of the guest, posted comments talking about how the guest was shitty, tried to profit off of the content, try to profit off of her smearing someone. That was the problem. But, oh, I'm so sorry that you felt poor about your performance. So then Talia responds, I mean, you posted a screenshot of YouTube comments calling me an idiot. I don't think that was like a valuable exchange. The whole thing was a bit of a fiasco, and for the record, I don't think you're a Nazi sympathizer, though the tactics you advocate are dangerous. So again, Talia is still trying to be the better person, still trying to explain things in a way that makes sense, still trying to cover all bases. And I would say that Brianna Joy Gray is a Nazi sympathizer. Absolutely. This exchange itself proves it, in my opinion. You said you sorta think I want to kiss a Nazi. Didn't love that, Talia. What? She didn't say that. She said you, as in the general you. If someone wants to advocate for... Like, for example, like, if I'm having a political conversation, and I say, well, you know, like, what would you do if, you know, you lost your insurance? That doesn't necessarily mean, like, oh, you specifically are going to lose your insurance. What are you going to do? It means the hypothetical. Yeah, you ever, you know, like, what if, you know, you were in a hurricane? Like, how would you feel? It's a hypothetical person. But, okay. I don't think you're an idiot, but it is incumbent on you as a writer to defend your arguments. I wasn't even arguing against you. What does that mean? It is incumbent on you as a writer to... No, it's not. You can write anything you want and not feel the need to defend anything you say. It's not incumbent. It's not like, oh, I'm a writer, so I have to defend myself at all. What? I wasn't even arguing against you, just asking you to explain your view. You made this a fiasco. That's incorrect. The marketing, again. She does this thing where she pretends that she's neutral by marketing something flagrantly, passively, aggressively. Oh, I'm just neutral, bro. I'm Switzerland, man. It's just any neutral observer would see that you're an idiot. It's not my fault that I said it. You keep bending the truth. None of these people called you an idiot, but several pointed out that you were rude to me. So again, calling me an idiot, that is like, when Talia says calling me an idiot, it doesn't mean that they literally wrote, Talia's an idiot! That's not what that means. It means it's a generalization of the character, the interpretation of the character of the text, right? The general consensus among this screenshot is that Talia is an idiot. That's the general takeaway. At least that's how Talia perceives it. And she has every right to perceive it that way, considering she's the subject matter. So Talia won't ask people to engage in deradicalization, but she will ask them to become militant anti-fascists. No. Right? But again, they're asking that question that has the presumption, right, that Talia's an idiot. Wow, that was rough. She had no respect for Brie and willing to defend or analyze ideas. Again, these are comments that make Talia look stupid. These are uncharitable interpretations of a highly edited video that was marketed poorly for the point of generating content and revenue. Just finished that episode. It's interesting. I'm glad you published it. What was said and what was not said does raise great questions about how to deal with the very real threat of right-wing... Okay, that's actually a good comment. Can't believe the patience Brie had to show in this interview. Talia should read, conflict is not abuse. What? Talia was super annoying. Yeah, calling someone annoying. But, oh no! They didn't call you an idiot. They just called you super annoying. Also, again, why would this be the comments you screenshot in your advertising? Yeah, I'm going to advertise the clip. Let me advertise it by showing my viewers, calling them annoying. Like, I'm just like, who does that? Like, if I were to have the letter hack on my show, and then, like, I was like, everyone, the letter hack was on my show. Here's what people are saying. Oh, the letter hack's a piece of shit. Oh, the letter hack's an annoying fucking garbage. The letter hack can't draw for shit. Like, that's not neutral. That's not like, oh, see what people are saying. It's I clipped those specific comments for the sake of being passive-aggressive. That's what it is. KK, enjoy hanging out with Jimmy Dore in Virgil, Texas, and just being a colossal asshole online. Have a good life. Now, again, remember when I mentioned this? Why their numbers are gone? Even though I had them before? Why are their numbers gone? And making $324,000 a year off that Patreon you're pushing, so it probably is pretty great. Thanks for making my Rosh Hashanah miserable. Okay? I love the Virgil, Texas name drop. Right? Who's Virgil, Texas? Does anyone know? Again, Google Virgil, Texas allegations. Tell me what you find out. I think you do a pretty good job of making yourself miserable. Huh? Brianna Joy Gray literally interviewed this person, manipulated the interview, edited it up, and marketed it as if she were an enemy. And then Brianna Joy Gray is gaslighting the shit out of, oh, it's all you! It's your own world. Dude, I hate Brianna Joy Gray. And I don't want to say that and like, you know, oh, but you also hate Donald Trump. Do you think Donald Trump and Brianna Joy Gray are the same evil? No, I have different, like, hate is not like a singular word that denotes like, oh yeah, you're 68 on the scale of dislike, and only 68. Hatred is a spectrum. But I have to tell you right now, as of September 2021, I hate Brianna Joy Gray. I think she's garbage. I think she's stupid. I think she makes the left look bad. I think she herself is a bad person. Again, she is operating a podcast and refuses, and she is operating in a cover-up against her with her co-host. Again, look up Google Virgil Texas allegations. I don't know how long I can continue to pretend like it's not that big of a deal anymore. But again, like, she is a bad person. She is an objectively horrible person on all fronts as of this current moment. Like, this tweet itself, if you divorce the rest of everything, right? Divorce everything else. That tweet itself is bad enough to say that I would hate this person. For sure. If someone were spending the entire day abusing me online, in front of 350,000 people, abusing me online, lying about what I said, editing my content, making me look like I was saying things that I didn't say, and then told me that I was responsible for it, that is 101 textbook abuse language. But Talia responds in a you know, a way that is pretty good. Nah, buddy, give yourself some credit for being absolutely awful very publicly. Don't sell yourself short, pal. Keep posting these links and clips. Brianna Joy Gray says, Talia, we post clips for every episode. Yeah, but do you lie about the person you interview in every episode? That's the thing. It's not about posting the clip. It's about posting the clip that says, if you want to hold that, and misinterpreting what this person says. That's what the problem is. You seem to be under the impression that you're being exploited in some way. You're not. Please take a moment to step back and gain perspective. Yo, she is crazy. The bitch is crazy. She lost it. She's like fucking, she is drinking some juice of some kind, and she is no longer in the fucking realm of reality. Like, Lord, have motherfucking mercy on her soul. Anyone who reads this exchange and comes out thinking, man, Brianna Joy Gray handled herself with grace. I mean, really, anyone, and I mean anyone that comes away thinking that.
Really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
Brie is a corporate lawyer, folks. And apparently that sticks with you.